Peace and blessings. This is our third and final night of manifestation of optimal health and overflowing abundance. I'm super excited to be here with all of the collective. If you are watching this live or if you're watching a replay, welcome. If you have not been getting a chance to tune into our 55 days of transformation, make sure that you come back and you stay tuned for each and every day that we are here. Hey, Marsha. We are going live. And used to be at 11:11 every single day, but now it's kind of like all over the place because your girl needs some sleep. She need to catch up on the sleep after Ramadan. And I'll be up grinding all night with the business. Anyway, come and join us. Every single day we are giving away a new giveaway from the Optimal by Yoni Love Herbals product line. And officially everything will be getting like blasted on May 1st. I have a major announcement that I'm going to make, but I ain't going to do it right now. I'm not going to drop the bomb on y'all right at this present moment. Instead, we're going to light some sage if I could find it. Oh yeah, got my lotus flower. Let's burn some sage. Marsha, how you been? If you still here. How is everybody that is coming into the space? I don't know about y'all, but I've been able to feel the shift in energy. I've been able to feel that things are on their way, even though they might not be directly in front of us. There are a lot of things that are shifting, that are changing, that are moving about, and I'm super excited because there's so much that's being birthed that's new, but there's also so much that's changing. And you know how sometimes change can just bring about a feeling of uneasiness. It's something that I've been really contemplating, the opportunity of growth, the opportunity of change, and what that really even means, to be quite honest. So during this time of manifestation, I just been trying to take a whole bunch of deep breaths. I've been deep breathing with y'all on the videos, but trust me, I'm doing my deep breathing when I'm at home too, because there is so much that is changing. Speaking of that, how about we pull like 3 cards from the Light Seer Tarot? And let's just see where energy is. Okay, so we asked you for your cards. Show us the way. Show us what we need to see. What we need to pay attention to. What we need to know. Give us clarity on anything that may be a question to us. In our spirit and our mind, give us clarity on anything that may be a worry about us. Give us clarity on what we may need to change within us to reach a space of optimal healing. Give us guidance. Sure. These cards are always difficult for me to shuffle, but my goodness, I never drop them this much. They're kind of like slippery. It's the Light Seers deck.
Not all formulas for calcium allergy are made the same. Nutramigen is the only one with probiotic LGG. LGG is the most studied probiotic.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm tired. Girl is tired. Page of Pentacles. One more card, please. That was 2 of Wands and a double, but I'm not going to keep it. Peace for whoever may be coming in. Welcome into the space, the lovers. All right. All right, so the cards we got are very interesting. We got a little bit of every kind of energy here, to be quite honest. The first card that came was the Six of Cups. Six of Cups are about past relationships, past energy, um, nostalgic memories, okay? Relationships and connections. The very interesting part about this is that we only have one major arcana. I'm sorry. Yeah, one major arcana. But a lot of the cards that are here make me feel like money and support is on its way. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is us doing the work, us planting the seeds, and waiting for them to grow. It's literally the pentacles that we plant yielding the tree that we are connected to. Now, that tree for me, I mean, obviously, we're working for manifestation, right? We're dealing with manifestation right now. So, know that your tree could represent whatever thing you are trying to manifest in your life at this present moment. That's what this tree could represent. Seven of Pentacles. What have you been working on? What have you been trying to manifest? What have you been putting out there to the universe, to the Most High, to bless you with? That's what this is in reference to. But because we have the Six of Cups here, it feels very much like someone or something from your past. And we're in Mercury in retrograde, don't forget. But something or someone from your past is coming back around to assist in the building of this. We have Queen of Pentacles sitting in a very well established, I know my place kind of energy. Some people call her the Queen of Velvet Waiting. She has that energy where she's not in a want for anything. And see, when we're in manifestation energy, we are not in the space of desperateness. We're in a space of, I know that I attract all that I desire. Therefore, I say what I want and it shows up. And that's the energy we're in. So when we take this Six of Cups energy and the Seven of Pentacles, it's like whatever we have been waiting for, assistance is coming in to help us to reach this Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles got her money together. She has her foundation set. She does not need or want for anything. Next after that is the King of Wands, though. And the King of Wands is all about action. What actions are we taking? Because, like I have been saying for the past couple of days, faith without works is dead. Therefore, when you are praying to the Most High, to the universe, when you're doing your affirmations and your manifestation work, it's going to take you to actually do some physical work to make everything activate. King of Wands energy means activating, putting action to what you've been praying about to come. And also with the Seven of Pentacles energy, the hard work and the hard lifting is pretty much done. The 4, the 5, the 6, those are like the more difficult, putting a lot of work in. After that, it's the 8, it's the 9, it's the 10. Those are all very sturdy foundation built type of energies. Okay. So after with the Seven of Pentacles being here, that to me it symbolizes that the hard and heavy lifting is done. And now it's just a matter of waiting to receive what you have been putting out there. We have the Page of Pentacles, a new offer. Don't be surprised if you're offered a new job, a new opportunity, a new collaboration, a new business venture, a new something new. Something new, but the new is fresh and it's sturdy. Okay? It's fresh, but it's sturdy. You can count on it. It's going to show up. Pentacles are earth energy. It's going to show up. It's true. It's consistent. And the last card is the Lovers. Now, before it was called the Lovers, it was called the Choice. And so I can't help but think that you may get more than one option or more than one opportunity for advancement piece. You may get more than one opportunity for advancement. So, with this Lovers energy being here, because it really in this energy feels like the choice to me, we're dealing with a energy from our past coming back to assist us to manifest something that we have already been putting our work in on. We've already been doing the setting the pace and the foundation work, which is going to lead us to that Queen of Pentacles energy, that energy of stability, where we want and need for nothing, which then requires us to, of course, put action behind it to make it manifest itself. And being mindful that while we are manifesting, new opportunities are going to steady be coming to us, towards us. So look for that. And it's sometimes in ways that you may not really anticipate. Therefore, you will probably most likely have to make a choice. Now, sometimes when we manifest, we aren't clear about what we are really asking for. So if you've been in my community for a while, then you know that I say make your intentions when you are manifesting, when you are doing any kind of energy work, extremely, extremely focused, and think about what it is that you really want, because it could show up, but it might not show up in a way that you really thought it would. It might show up in another form or another kind of, it might present itself in a different way. So tonight we are going to be jumping into some of the rituals or means by which I work on manifesting what I want. And because we are doing this birthing and manifestation energy every single day, I just feel like it's really needed. Some people in my community are more on like, girl, I just say my affirmations and keep it chucking. Some people are like, yeah, girl, give me the tools, all the tools I'm going to need to make what I want come about. Like, tell me everything I need to know. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do one candle work, and then we're going to do some crystal work. Money drawing candle. Yes, honey biscuits. Yes. Let me burn some Palo Santos. How's everybody doing before I jump into all of this stuff? I don't want to be talking to myself the whole night. And I can see that there's people here. It's crazy because sometimes YouTube does not tell me that there's people here. And then like I'll jump off and I'll be like, oh, so and so said such and such or whatever. But this particular time I can see that there's people here. And I'm like, who here? Speak up and forever hold the peace. Ooh, I give thanks. I give praise to the Most High for this day of life, for this opportunity to join in with my collective, for us to come together as a sisterhood. And I'm saying sisterhood because, we're mostly women in this community, even though we do have a few men. In this space of sisterhood, I thank you for this opportunity to be in this space, to connect, to vibe, to heal, and to manifest. I mean, and I say. Okay, so before I jump into rituals, are there any questions that anybody might have about manifestation or about affirmations? Like I stated, we've been doing 55 days of transformation, and it's a long manifestation journey, because most of the time with manifestation, I must say that this is probably my longest version of manifestation I've ever done as well. A lot of times with manifestation, we do short spurts of it, especially with candle work, because we're setting the energy into the universe that we're sending it out and we want it to come back. So the longer you are working on manifesting, doing the manifestation work, the more energy you're building up behind it, but also the longer by which it is fully pushed into the universe, right? So throughout this whole entire time, we are creating something. We are impregnated with this opportunity for what we are manifesting, but at the same time, it can sometimes take a longer amount of time for it to manifest itself. So it becomes a little bit kind of like, if you're not patient, it becomes a little bit like, oh man, how many more days, especially like when you're doing like candle work. So that's why we're going to do a 7-day candle. And it's going to be the energy of course, drawing in abundance. And I think after we do the money one, then we will do the healing one for drawing in optimal health. For let's speak about color. Let's speak about color and vibration really quickly. So as far as color goes, I tend to use green for, of course, money, but in addition to that, healing. Green is the energy that you use when you want to deal with your heart chakra and you want to deal with healing any aspect of your life. Okay, green, green is that energy. You want to make sure that before you enter into any manifestation work, you are being present. And yesterday we talked about the chakras and how they align. So if you did not get a chance to go to watch that, go back and watch it. I think that was towards the beginning. We talked about the energy of the colors and how the chakras align um, through our healing work. But when you are working on healing, when you're working on doing any kind of manifestation, you want to start first with releasing what we don't want. One way of being able to release is to either A, burn something, or B, put something into the ground and like bury it. For myself personally, and the other day when Kajimni and I was on the live, I was talking about my rituals that I do for the new and the full moon. Typically during the new moon, I tend to use water, like with cleansing my crystals and things like that. And typically for the full moon, I tend to bury, meaning use earth. So if you don't want to go outside and bury your stuff or your letter or your crystals or your whatever it is that we're talking about, if you don't want to go outside and bury it, you can simply get a flower, a plant that you use in your house that becomes your manifestation flower. I meant to bring my tree, my money tree downstairs, but I didn't. But you can get your money tree or whatever plant you might have and put what you're using, what you're manifesting, whether it's a letter, whether it's crystals, whether it's whatever it is, put it down into that tree to cleanse it. So right now we just came out of new moon energy and we had a solar eclipse, which is huge. We're going to work on healing blockages in our cash flow. There are so many different mindsets that we have or energies that we hold within us that create blockage in our cash flow that a lot of times we don't recognize. The thought process or uttering the words like, "Oh, child, I'm broke right now. I don't have money for that." That's affirming that you don't have money and that you never will. So don't be surprised when next week you're still in the same position. Saying things like, instead of saying I'm broke, my sister Jimmy says I'm not in alignment with my abundance. And I love it. It's funny when you first hear it, but I love it because what you're literally saying is like, I already know that abundance is on its way to me. I'm just not in alignment with it. So that means that sure, take your ownership for having to align yourself with the abundance that you are trying to draw in. And therefore, you can get into a space of manifestation. When you are working on manifesting and healing that space, as I said, you can get a green candle. Now the dollar store is really, really good for having, well, I know here in Philly, probably because there's so many people that are into spirituality, but the dollar store has green candles. And you can get your green candle from the dollar store and you don't have to dress it. When I say dress it, use oils or anything like that, any particular way. I literally just pray, literally just pray like to God. If you don't believe in God, the universe. But I pray. I pray out loud what I'm asking the most high for, and I light my candle and I sit it. Now, something that I do to activate the power of like my prayer even more is I will write it down. And when I write it down, I typically use a piece of brown paper bag that is normally a scrap piece of paper. You can use like you can get paper bag from the dollar store, but you could also like use a brown paper bag that you might have just laying around the house. Especially in Philly now because they doing this only like reusable, recyclable kind of bag thing right now. And vibration and colors mean everything. So like I said, green is the color of healing in the heart chakra, but it's also of course the color of money. So that's why during our 55 days of transformation, we've been using green. to write every single day. So in this particular exercise, I'm also going to use green, and I'm going to write down everything that I want the Most High to help me to heal, okay, in my finances. And one more thing before we do this, think about, and if you don't have one, like you want to go get your brown paper bag, go do it right now while I'm talking. But even if you don't have your candle, go get it, like prep your brown paper bag and then just burn your candle tomorrow. But something that I want us to think about is like, where are the aspects in our life that need to be plugged? Like, what leaky faucets need to be plugged? Sometimes it's our actions that we take every single day. Maybe it's, y'all know, for me, and I shared this a long time ago, your girl like medium iced caramel swirl cream and one sugar from Dunkin' Donuts. So if I am in my manifestation of money energy, I'm not going to go to Dunkin' Donuts every day to go get me a coffee. That's a leaky faucet. I'm not going to spend money unnecessarily in places that are not going to yield some kind of cash return back to me. That's a leaky faucet. I'm not going to eat out. That's a leaky faucet. I'm not going to say things like I'm broke, or I don't really have it right now, or I don't know, girl, bye. Like, I don't have no money. Like, I'm not going to say anything that's affirming out loud or even think that thing. If I do think it, I'm going to say cancel, cancel, cancel. And I'm going to put the phrase that I want to affirm in the place of that. So literally, if I be like, if I'm talking to a sister friend of mine or somebody, and I'm like, girl, I ain't got no money, I'll be like, girl, child, cancel. Cancel, cancel, cancel. All right. What I meant to say was, and I literally clear it up at that moment, so that you are not sending mixed signals out to the universe or to the Most High, whichever you believe in. So in this particular situation, you want to think about, when we're getting ready to do this exercise, what aspects of your life are leaky faucets? What things are helping to drain your finances out of your cash flow? And then patch those holes up, meaning take the action to stop whatever that leaky faucet is. Now, I'm thinking that maybe next week it would be banging if I had my sister Kai Jimmy come in on our Wealthy Wednesdays that we usually do. And we talk about feng shui, because with feng shui, there is the energy that certain things run your money out of your house. For example, literally a leaky sink, or a running toilet, or something that is water that's continuously draining, other than a faucet, other than a fountain. Like, unless you have a water feature, that's something different. But your drains running, your toilet running, all day long, something that needs to be repaired, with water, that is like the energy of money flowing out. So those kind of things we should be aware of, because they create the energy in our home that will allow our money just to flow out. You know what I mean? And to not stay with us. So while we are doing this exercise, we want to be mindful of what things we can think about right now. And even if you got to come back to this later, do it later. Think about what things you need to stop doing or saying or thinking or even surrounding yourself with that are leaky faucets and are helping your money to flow away. After we do that, then we're going to go into what we want to manifest. So for me, I have a money mantra that I use inside of the red tent and Yoni Love Herbals that I have been using for, I don't even know how long at this point. It's one that I created. And every time I say this money mantra, and I'm going to say it tonight, every time I say this money mantra, it creates so much financial activity so fast, it's scary. So I find myself saying it throughout the day all the time. Like, I'll be in the shower and I'm saying it. I'll be cleaning my house and I'm saying it. I'll be going to the laundromat, whatever, grocery store, whatever, I'm saying it. Like, whatever I'm doing, I'm saying that particular phrase, that mantra that draws money in. If you want me to send you that mantra, text mantra to 267, because I'll send you a text, I'll send you a typed up version. Text mantra to 267 777 9664, and I will send it to you. Text the word mantra. And I'll send it to you. Okay. An email or whatever. I'll get your email when you text me. So But I use this particular mantra that I'm going to say after I write down the things that are leaky faucets for me. And this is going to be an interactive night because I want y'all to see how I actually do what I do when I'm entering into like my energy of manifestation. So first, y'all probably notice that I cleanse my energy in the space here in my house. I do it all the time, but specifically when I'm getting ready to get into manifestation work, I do that. Second of all, I make sure that before I start any work, I have all of the supplies that I need. So before I got on this live, that's what actually took me a couple of extra minutes. I made sure I had my brown paper bag. I made sure I had my candle. I made sure I had my green pen. Like I just make sure I have everything around me that I might possibly need. I also make sure that I bring the crystals that I know I might want to utilize during my manifestation work. For me, and this is a suggestion to all of you as well. Let me show you. Black obsidian. Okay, this is huge. But black obsidian is really good for clearing negative energy. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to read to you the benefits of these different crystals that I'm showing you after we do the manifestation work. Another crystal that I use is clear quartz, okay? And this is, I mean, these are pretty large crystals, but no matter what size you have, use it. Clear quartz clears energy as well. And then another crystal I have, like if I feel like there's blockage in like me being able to move out of one energy into another, or like I have like stagnated energy with manifesting what I want to do, or like getting up off my behind pretty much, I will use a malachite. Now malachite is not a crystal that can be easily cleaned, not with water anyway. You would have to put it inside of a vessel, inside of another vessel, meaning if I wanted to clean this crystal, I would put it, say, inside of this little container. I would put it inside of a bag or inside of some other small clear vessel that I could sit inside of this container and the water surround it. So the energy of the water is there, but it's not directly touching it. Malachite, if you're not careful, can be poisonous if it's not tumbled. So you want to make sure you're not really submerging it into salt water and things like that. And you know, our tap water, girl, bye. You can't depend on that for nothing. So you want to make sure you're not submerging it into any form of water. You want to bury it instead. So if you want to cleanse your malachite crystals, if you have some, bury them in the dirt, and that will help you to cleanse the energy off of it. So I make sure that I have my crystals. I make sure I have my candle. I make sure I clean my space. I make sure I have my green pen when I'm dealing with money. I make sure I have my brown paper bag, and then I sit. Now, most of the time I have my manifestation music, which is some kind of playlist dealing with meditation. Every once in a while I might play like money mantras, which I'm going to play in a few minutes, of like Tibetan Buddhism and things like that. Just the sound frequency, because sound is so important. During our 55 days of manifestation, we've been saying our affirmations with a cup of water sitting next to us. And I have my glass. Ooh, sorry, y'all. Have my glass right here in our border because I was like, girl, you might want to show them. So I just take a glass and I just pour my water into it. And I make sure that whatever affirmations I say when I'm like dealing with my candle or I'm making my prayers, I have my water sitting right here because there was a Japanese scientist that literally studied what words, phrases, prayers that we speak do to water. And he studied this vibration by saying different things. So he played rock and roll music. He played like negative phrases. He played like things that are like very disharmony kind of musical notes and things like that. He played all of that over top of the water and he put it underneath a microscope. And when he tested it, he was actually able to see that the water created these fragmented, like broken kind of looking pieces of molecules for the water. But then when he actually placed the water underneath like prayers or like the Quran or like the Bible or like, you know, those different things, and like said words like peace and love and hope and things like that over top of the water's molecules actually turn to these rounded, really whimsical depictions of like the water molecule underneath the microscope. So I'm saying that to say water holds vibration and energy. If you are working and doing any kind of manifestation and you're speaking it aloud, After that, after you finish, get your water and drink it. So let's do this really quickly. Say for example, I'm gonna do my couple of money manifestation, um, or what I want to release actually, and then I'll do my money manifestation mantra. Um, Say hi, Ashley. All right, so if you have your brown paper bag with you, let's take some deep breaths in and out. We're going to do 3 deep breaths in and out through our nose, out through our mouth. And I'm only going to take about maybe a minute or so for us to be able to write what we want to release, what we don't want to hold on to. And then we're going to do money manifestation mantra that I use inside the red tent in Yoni Love Herbals, and then place it underneath our candle. And that'll be the end of that first one, okay? So 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Amen and Ashe. So let us write what we want to release. Release. Let's see. Surrounding cash flow increasing. Release all relationships. That are conducive to creating a supportive environment in the process of non-financial, spiritual, and emotional growth. Clarity. All right. I mean, and Ashe. So now that you have taken the time to write down what you want to release, and as you can see, I have written down all of my phrases down that I want to release. Now that you have taken that time to release what you want to release, you can take the moment um like whether you want to do it now or afterwards, to hold your candle and just read off of your paper, literally. Okay, and remember, have your water right next to you so that your water is capturing what you are working on or manifesting or releasing. Okay, so read your affirmations, and then after you do that, you're going to fold. So we have this brown paper bag. I'm going to fold it so that the brown paper bag is always coming towards me. Okay. So, for example, I have the bag here, I'm folding it towards me. And I'm only folding it twice. Okay. Numbers mean a lot. Now, the reason why I'm only folding it twice is because this is only one aspect. This is only half of what I am manifesting. If I do any kind of manifestation work, it's usually in the number of four. Okay. So, meaning like four is the perfect pillar for perfect number of pillars for you to manifest on top of. So if a building is being built, you got to have four corners of that building for you to build it. I don't care how many rooms or how many yards out you go, it's always being formed in the form of squares, right? So that square is what we are building our foundation on top of. We are doing this first part of energy. We are releasing what we don't want, and we are affirming what we do want, dealing with our money. And then in another 7 days, we will come back and we will do release what we don't want and bring in what we do want, dealing with our health. Okay. So that's the reason why I'm only doing it twice. But if you want to do it 4 times, or you have a lucky number that you like or something like that, do what you feel led to do. So after I do this, and I can't even talk. I say everything that I want to affirm over top of my candle. I blow it into my candle, and then I literally light my candle and just sit my candle on top of that brown paper bag. That's it. Okay. If you wanted to take it one step deeper, you could actually burn your letter, because remember I said that we use the elements in order to activate different aspects of our prayer, right? So if you wanted to take your manifestation one step further, you could burn your letter, take the ashes of the letter and either put it into your candle or bury it down into the ground. Now, because it's the new moon, or we just coming out of the new moon energy, I'm not burning mine. I'm using my water instead, speaking over top of it and drinking it. As I told you, my water is for my new moon, and my fire or earth is dealing with my full moon. Okay. So that's the energy of like banishing, releasing, getting rid of something. So when I am doing anything during the new moon, I'm using water. If I'm doing anything during a full moon, I'm using fire and dirt or something like that to be able to get rid of it, whatever my prayers are. And I write my prayers, I write my affirmations, I write everything that I want to say or feel or do. I write all of it because it's a reminder of where I'm coming from and where I want to go. And two, when you write it, correlation that happens when you actually write what you want to say. So get used to writing down your affirmations, writing down your thoughts, writing down what you want to release, writing down what you want to manifest. Get used to writing. Don't just leave yourself clips and notes and go about your business. Okay. So, um, because I didn't say myself over top of it for the sake of time, I'm just going to leave my candle here. But after I do it, I'm going to burn it, and I will show y'all tomorrow when we come on live for the manifestation. Now, I promised you that I was going to read the use of these crystals. So, black obsidian. Let's start with it. Okay. Black obsidian is a very powerful and creative stone. It grounds the soul and spiritual forces into the physical plane, bringing them under the direction of the conscious will and making it possible to manifest spiritual energies on earth. Self control is increased by the use of this stone. Black obsidian forces facing up to one's true self, taking you deep into the subconscious mind in the process. It brings imbalances and shadow qualities to the surface for release, highlighting hidden factors. It magnifies all negative energies so that they can be fully experienced and then released. This healing effect goes back into past lives and can work on the ancestral and family line. Black obsidian compost the past to make fertile energy for growth and of the wait a minute, blah blah blah. Black obsidian composts the past to make fertile energy for growth of the soul. It reverses previous misuse of power and addresses power issues on all levels, teaching that to be empowered is not to wield personal power, but rather to channel power for the good of all. Black obsidian is protective. It repels negativity and disperses unloving thoughts. It facilitates the release of old loves, and provides support during change. Used in shamanic ceremonies to remove physical disorders, black obsidian also has the gift of prophecy. Black obsidian balls all powerful meditation and scrying aids to should wait a minute, aids, but should be used only by those who can consciously process what they see and use it for the highest good of all. Clear quartz helps to ground and articulate what is revealed. In healing, a black obsidian placed on the navel grounds spiritual energy into the body. Held briefly above the third eye, it breaks through mental barriers and dissolves mental conditioning. Used with care, it can draw together scattered energy and promote emotional release. And that's the end of black obsidian. Next, sorry, give me 1 second. Next, we're going to go with the clear quartz, okay? Clear quartz. Where are we at? Quartz. Okay. Quartz is the most powerful healing and energy amplifier on the planet because of its unique helical spiral crystalline form. Found worldwide, it absorbs, stores, releases, and regulates energy and is excellent for unblocking it. When acupuncture needles are coated in quartz, the effects increase by 10%. As demonstrated by a Kirklian camera, holding a quartz crystal in your hand doubles your biomagnetic field. It enhances muscle testing and protects against radiation. Quartz generates electromagnetic static electricity. This crystal works as a vibrational level attuned to the specific energy requirements of the person needing healing or undertaking spiritual work. It takes the energy to the most perfect state possible, going back to before the dis-ease set in. Now, this is the reason why I use it in healing myself, and specifically like with my clients when they come for yoni steams, I use clear quartz because it can take you back to the time when the trauma happens, like, and help you to absorb it. I have had times where I was wearing clear quartz like every single day because I was like going through a lot emotionally and mentally and physically, and my clear quartz literally cracked in half. Like, it literally absorbed what I was carrying for a long period of time to the point where it was basically too much. And at that time, because I was ripping and running so much, I was probably not cleaning as often as I should. But one of the ways that we can kind of prevent our crystal from cracking is is to cleanse it. So in the new moon, you might want to put it in water because it can go down in water. Put it down in water and allow it to sit in the new moon energy for 3 days. And in the full moon, you could do the same thing. So you could just submerge your crystal into the full moon and allow it to sit in the energy for 3 days. Okay. And if y'all have any questions during this time, please ask them. Y'all know I'm always here to answer them. It cleanses and enhances the organs and subtle bodies and acts as a deep soul cleanser, connecting the physical dimension with the mind. At a spiritual level, this crystal raises energy to the highest possible level. Containing every color possible, clear quartz works on all levels of being. Storing information like a natural computer, these crystals are a spiritual library waiting to be assessed. Quartz has the ability to dissolve karmic seeds. It enhances psychic abilities and attunes you to your spiritual purpose. Used in meditation, quartz filters out distractions, and quartz is the most efficient receptor for programming. At a mental level, quartz aids concentration and unlocks memory. Quartz is a great energy saver. Attached to a fuel line in a car, a quartz point reduces the fuel consumption. Um, okay. Now, another crystal that I want to show you is red jasper. Now, red jasper, I use this crystal specifically, and you can see that this actually has some fractures in it. And I actually clean my red jasper crystals a lot. These are actually like breaks in the crystal. I clean them a lot because I have like a whole setting of crystals out in like the Yoni Seema room. And so when clients come, I allow them to pick whatever crystal they want that's laying there. If they pick, a lot of them tend to pick red jasper. And based upon a crystal that a person picks, I can normally tell what kind of direction this session is getting ready to go in, to be quite honest. Because you're naturally going to be drawn to the direction by which or the crystal by which is going to help you facilitate the healing process. Yoni steaming is only one very small aspect of healing, which is why I have recently birthed Optimal by Yoni Love Herbals, but I'll get into that in a second. But for as far as the crystals and dealing with the customers, most of them go towards red jasper, like if they have like fibroids or if they have like endometriosis or they dealing with PCOS, some kind of physical ailment that's causing and creating a lot of pain for them surrounding their womb, they will typically pick red jasper. So I'm going to read to you the red jasper crystal. So red jasper. Jasper aligns the chakras and can be used in chakra layouts. Each color is appropriate to a specific chakra. This stone facilitates shamanic journeys and dream recall. It provides protection and grounds energies in the body. It absorbs negative energy and cleanses and aligns the chakras and the aura. Jasper balances yin and yang and aligns the physical, emotional, and mental bodies with the etheric realm. It clears electromagnetic and environmental pollution, including radiation, and aids dowsing. Psychologically, Jasper impacts determination to all pursuits. It brings the courage to get grips with problems assertively and encourages honesty with yourself. Now, this is why it's important to use during the healing process because using Jasper is going to allow you to be able to see the mirror. Because when you come to me and we're doing wound work, I'm not getting ready to tell you what you need to do to heal yourself. I'm getting ready to just hold up a mirror for you to see your own reflection and to understand like what aspects we're getting ready to heal when we're going on this womb journey and what trauma you most likely have experienced in some walk in life that has created the means for fibroids or whatever you're dealing with to be able to start to grow in the womb because every physical disease, as we call it, but in naturopathy we call it dis-ease. Every physical dis-ease in the body is actually an energetic or emotional dis-ease that turned into a physical one because we held it for so long. So that's why it's so important that when like my women are coming and they're doing Yoni Semen with me, or if they go to the website and they purchase products, I talk to them about A, the importance of journaling, B, the importance of making sure you're doing like the self talk and understanding where the trauma started. Because at some point there was trauma that led to your actual dis-ease becoming something that was so large and there was element in the body. Okay, so anyway, mentally, Jasper aids quick thinking and promotes organizational abilities and seeing projects through. It stimulates the imagination and transforms into ideas into action. Physically, Jasper prolongs Physically, Jasper prolongs sexual pleasure. It supports during prolonged illness or hospitalization and re energizes the body. And that's the part that's most important to me. Okay. I did not know that part about sexual pleasure, but that makes sense why people have red jasper yoni eggs. Here we only have red quartz and black obsidian and some other ones that are going to be going up for Zen on Zen by Yoni Love Herbals in the summertime. But we have clear quartz. I mean, we have rose quartz as of right now. Anyway, as a um as a healing mechanism, jasper supports the circulatory, digestive, and sexual organs. It balances the mineral content of the body, and it is particularly useful as a gem elixir because it does not overstimulate the body. Meaning, you can literally take your red jasper, and if I had just cleaned this red jasper, I would drop it down into my water as demonstration. But you can take, for those crystals that can actually be put in water, those crystal, those plastic or copper water bottles that you see like on Amazon. You could take those, put your water into it for the day, and drop your crystals that you're working with at that time into your water. And now you're charging that water. Because remember, I told you water holds vibration. So dropping the crystals that you're using for your healing at that time, other than malachite, and make sure you do your study because there's other crystals that can be dropped into water besides malachite. But any crystals that can be dropped in, drop them into your water and keep them for yourself, like as what you're going to use as your as like your drink, right? You can put it in your water, you can put it in your fruit juices, things like that, things that have high concentration. When I say fruit juices, I mean things that you that you juice yourself straight from the fruit and then put it into your jar. um and then moonstone, and this is the last one that I'm going to read. So I want to do moonstone or malachite. I read malachite in one of my previous um lives. So let's see if they have moonstone in here. If they don't, then I'll read malachite. Oh, moonstone. Um Moonstone is a stone of new beginnings, and its name suggests it is strongly connected to the moon and to the intuition. Like the moon, okay, this stone is like white weight. I don't know if y'all can tell. Yeah, I wanted it to focus in. Okay. Like the moon, the stone is reflective and reminds us that as the moon waxes and wanes, so does everything. So everything is part of a cycle of change. Its most powerful effect is that of calming the emotions. Moonstone makes conscious the subconscious and promotes intuition and empathy. It encourages lucid dreaming, especially at the time of the full moon. Moonstone has traditionally been used to enhance psychic abilities and to develop clairvoyance. It can be worn as a pendant to encourage acceptance of psychic gifts. Psychologically, Moonstone calms over reactions to situations and to emotional triggers. Moonstone is filled with receptive, passive, feminine energy. It balances male slash female energies and aids men who want to get in touch with their feminine side. It is the perfect antidote for a excessively macho man or overly aggressive female. Mentally, Moonstone opens the mind to sudden and irrational impulses, serendipity, and synchronicity. Care has to be taken that it does not induce illusions in response to wishful thinking. Emotionally, Moonstone soothes emotional instability and stress. It stabilizes the emotions. It improves emotional intelligence. Placed on the solar plexus, which is over the stomach, it draws out old emotional patterning so that it can be understood and then dissolved. Moonstone provides deep emotional healing and heals disorders of the upper digestive tract that are related to emotional stress. Psychologically, Moonstone powerfully affects the female reproductive cycle and alleviates menstrual related dis-ease and tension. I'm going to read that again. Physically, moonstone powerfully affects the female reproductive cycle and alleviates mental related dis-ease and tension. It is linked to the pineal gland and balances the hormonal system, stabilizes fluid imbalances, and attunes to the biorhythmic clock. It is helpful in cases of shock and can be used to calm hyperactive children. So that is the conclusion of our crystals that I'm going to read today. I totally forgot. I totally forgot that moonstone actually helps with the menstrual cycle, and helps with like healing different ailments. So I think I'm going to start to suggest that and maybe even include that in the Yoni steaming kits that are going to be on the website. So now I guess will be a really good time for me to drop the news. As of May 1st, Yoni Love Herbals, the website, will be shutting down. I do not know when I will return it back for people to be able to make purchases, but we're shutting down. Optimal by Yoni Love Herbals is being launched. And well, it has already been launched, but it will be taking over the main limelight. So all of the products that are on Yoni Love Herbals will not be available for purchase after May 1st. If you or somebody you know has been waiting around and thinking about going to purchase whatever they might want to purchase, this will be your time to do it up until May 1st, because as of May 1st, it will not be available anymore until whenever I hear from the Most High, it's time to open it back up. So spread the word, let everybody know. I've been trying to decide when was the right time. I'm probably going to make an additional video and let everybody know that we will be closing down. It's a bittersweet. It's bittersweet because I trust the Most High. I trust what I'm told to do when I'm told to do it. It's very rare that I question guidance that I'm given. And so Yoni Love Herbals has been around now for over 3 years, and I'm extremely grateful for all of the customers that I have, for the community that has supported, for everything that has been done and manifested through that website, for the employees that I have, hired at some point in the session, the whole 9 yards. But Most High tell me to shut it down, I'm shutting it down, and I'm going to trust and I'm going to walk where I'm told to walk. So here we are. I have been seeing a lot of angel numbers. If you have any angel numbers you want me to look up, let me know. If you're not familiar with angel numbers are numbers that you might see like in a sequence, like 444 or 333 or 555 or 121, or any of those kind of variation of numbers that are like back to back, either same or sequencing numbers. Okay, so I've been seeing 333 a lot. And so let's look it up. You are powerfully aligned with Isa alayhi salam, which is Jesus, and other ascended masters at this time. You are at a crucial point on your journey where you can go beyond all previous setbacks. I mean, and I say, baby. Okay. If you have an angel number you want me to look up, please drop it and I will. If you are watching this replay, I will also come back and tell you what it says. So you can feel free to also drop it. You are surrounded by 100,000 angels. Miracles are happening before your eyes. That's for 444. I also see 555 all the time. So let me put that down. All of your efforts are paying off. Abundance is yours to have, live, and experience. Open up your heart, arms, and mind to receive the blessings that are being offered to you now. All right, so since there was no angel numbers that came in, I'm going to put the book to the side and we're going to enter into our manifestation mantra that I say for abundance and for aligning myself with the people, places, and situations that I need throughout my day to create the reality that I want for myself. And so I'm going to share that right now. Don't forget, if you are tuning into this or if you are watching a replay, you can text mantra to 267-777-9664 to have your name entered so that I will send you the mantra that I'm getting ready to say. Okay? Money flows to me easily. Money flows to me effortlessly. Money flows to me abundantly to create large amounts of prosperity. Opportunities flow to me easily. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. Opportunities flow to me abundantly to create large amounts of prosperity. Helpful people gravitate to me easily. Helpful people gravitate to me effortlessly. Helpful people gravitate to me abundantly to create large amounts of prosperity. Abundance is my birthright. Money is a current. There is nothing stopping my money flow. So money will stack up, and it is so. Money flows to me easily. Money flows to me effortlessly. Money flows to me abundantly to create large amounts of prosperity. Opportunities flow to me easily. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. Opportunities flow to me abundantly to create large amounts of prosperity. Helpful people gravitate to me easily. Helpful people gravitate to me effortlessly. Helpful people gravitate to me abundantly to create large amounts of prosperity. Abundance is my birthright. Money is a current. There is nothing stopping my money flow. So money will stack up, and it is so. I mean, and I say. All right, so if you're here with me, place your hands over top of your womb, and we're going to sit, okay? Just sit and listen. We're going to do something called wombversation. It's where we sit and we listen to our womb. Too often as women, we're so busy ripping and running throughout the day, throughout the course of life, that we don't get a chance to actually listen to what our womb is saying. And oftentimes, our womb will speak to us if we are listening. If we don't take like little subtle hunches, like we might get a pain or we might get a cramp or our period might come on at an unexpected time when we're getting ready to be intimate with a mate that we shouldn't be, or we don't feel really balanced, or something might happen and we get a hunch. Like if we don't listen to that, then bigger forms of, hey, everybody, look at me, listen to me, will come into our lives. And sometimes that looks like yeast infections. Sometimes that looks like horrible menstrual periods. Sometimes that looks like endometriosis. Sometimes that looks like fibroids and cysts. Sometimes that looks like PCOS. Sometimes that looks like hormonal imbalances. Sometimes that looks like cancer. It's going to manifest itself if you are not listening to what your body, what your womb, what your mind, what your everything needs to release and needs you to understand. So, in our 55 days of transformation, every single day we are doing moversation after most of the time after our affirmations that we write. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do conversation with you guys, and let's just do the exercise together. So it's literally where you place your you place your right hand over your left, and then you place that over top of your womb and you sit. And sometimes when my clients come in for their yoni steam, they're like, Hadida, I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. I'm like, what is it supposed to sound like? Or I'll say to them, okay, now we're getting ready to enter into conversation. And they'll be like, and I'm like, okay, so just listen for the voice of your womb, just listen and you'll hear, you may hear something, you may not, but tell me when you're ready. And sometimes they're signing like, okay. And that tells me automatically that there is normally a block to it's like fear of what they might hear, right? So then I have to take you back through and help you to see, okay, wait a minute. You didn't even give your chance. You didn't even give your womb a chance to say, and then you was automatically like, okay, I'm done. We have to get used to sitting in silence and sitting with ourselves and be comfortable with sitting with yourself. Don't try to rush through whatever you think might be really important for you to go do, or, get up and be easily distracted. Do your conversation if you have to every single day of your womb healing journey in order for you to attune yourself and align yourself with what you need to. Okay, so I specifically love to do conversation at the new moon because it is a time where we go inward. And the full moon tends to be a time where we are out and about. So new moon energy, because I know this whole thing that I told, like y'all will see on the title, this whole thing is about how to utilize the energy of the moon to manifest what you want. The time to do your conversation and to go in with conversation is during the new moon. That's not to say that you can't do it every day, but if you don't do it any other time, do it during the new moon and do it during your menstrual cycle. Every single day of your menstrual cycle, do conversation. Specifically, if you are experiencing bad period cramps, heavy flow, or any of those other bad odor, any of those kind of things, make sure you are doing your conversation every single day of your menstrual cycle. Okay, so let's start. We're just going to do it for a short period of time, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. Mm, or maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. But we're going to do it, just sit with our womb and just give her the space and the opportunity to talk. Okay, so let's start out with deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And so now just breathe regularly. Remember, both hands are placed over top of your womb, feet flat on the floor, and just listen. Okay, now it's really deep because this particular time of my conversation, I was seeing colors. I saw gray. I saw gray. And I'm going to go and I'm going to look up what gray means. But I saw gray. I also saw pink. And pink can be the heart chakra, just like green. When I think of pink, though, I think of joyfulness. I think of light-hearted joyfulness. So I'm going to deep dive into these colors and see what I come up with. And then I'll share with you guys tomorrow on the live what was there. And before we close out tonight, really quickly, I want to share with you the healing properties of silver, the healing properties of gold, and the healing properties of copper. Because we're getting ready to dive into silver, copper, and gold as forms of investment, as well as a form of healing here inside the Red Tent community. So I said that I was going to cover that today, community yesterday, to let them know that I was going to cover it. Um, so let's just do it. Health benefits of wearing silver. As a powerful antibacterial agent, it aids in boosting the immune system. It helps maintain the elasticity of blood vessels and aids in bone formation and skin care and repair. It can also protect hormonal and chemical imbalances and enhance energy levels and balance the mood. Additional benefits are in treating sinus infections, allergies, pneumonia, and bronchitis. The way that it works, silver ions are positively charged, which creates a conductive field that reflects electromagnetic radiation away from the body. This field stimulates the body's natural conductivity, improving blood circulation, body temperature balance, and healing. The spiritual benefits of wearing silver is a feminine metal connected to Celtic goddesses. That's very interesting. Its energies include raising sensitivity, expanding awareness, enhancing intuition, and increasing compassion. People who wear silver enjoy improved dreams, love, protection, and better brain function. Symbolic attributes include clarity, persistence, and strength. Silver will help you with increased self reflection and inner wisdom. Now, what's very interesting is silver is a lot of times used in the hospital to heal wounds. And so, um, I know, like for example, when I had my skin graft done, they actually use like these oil emulsion type of pads on the area, and um I truly believe, and even though I healed really quick, I truly believe that if they would have used silver induced medical wound bandages, because they actually have them, and use colloidal silver in the healing process, my wounds probably would have healed that much quicker. But in affected wounds, silver is beneficial for the first few days or weeks, after which non-silver dressings should be used instead. For clean wounds and closed surgical incisions, silver confers no benefit. That's really interesting. The ideal silver formations are. Do I need to read that? I'm sorry, y'all. No. What is the main benefit of silver is that it helps to heal wounds. I do know that. And it is very highly antibacterial. Okay. Um, yeah, cold. It fights colds and flu. It signals elevated sodium levels. It detects environmental toxins. Wearing silver jewelry daily can help the body neutralize toxic substances and at the same time accelerate wound healing and prevent infections. As a metal, it can improve body heat and mood. While the scientific reasons behind it are unknown, some people say silver can act as a natural heat regulator due to its impact on circulation. Stress and anxiety regulator. Many people believe that silver, as an essential metal, can help manage stress and anxiety. It's said that wearing silver can help calm the mind and keep stress, anxiety, and anger away. So, wearing necklaces, bangles, and other silver accessories can help bring positive emotions and promote overall mental health and wellness. Okay. And what I think I'm going to do is rather than reading them all right here, maybe I will make a separate video that talks about the energy of silver, copper, and gold and why we should be utilizing them every single day. I know on Amazon they have those like copper water flask and things like that that you can purchase. In Zen by Yoni Love Herbals, we are going to be carrying those as well as an Optimal by Yoni Love Herbals. So make sure that you guys are staying tuned because we're going to have loads of stuff that is going to be dropping into the community and on the channel and everything else dealing with yoni steaming and womb health and wellness and a whole bunch of other stuff. Spread the word. Anybody that you know that may have wanted to try the products and did not get a chance, or if you are new to my community and you wanted to try something from Yoni Love Herbals, make sure you do it before April 30th because as of May 1st, it will no longer be available on the website. Okay, Yoni Love Herbals will no longer be available for people to be able to purchase. We are officially shutting down. All right, I love you, collective. Thank you for joining me here in this space. Thank you for coming, learning about the moon, learning how we can use the moon's energy to manifest what we want, joining in with me on my money manifestation. And I told y'all I'm going to show y'all with my candle lit up tomorrow when we come and do our manifestation. And actually, before I get off, I think I'm going to do 1 day's worth of manifestation really quickly. Do I want to do that right now or do I want to do it as a separate video and come back in? I think I'm going to do it as a separate video because this one has already been so long. So I'll do it as a separate live and then it'll be able to be there as a replay. All right. I love you, community. Peace.